See if I've got everything set up here. Hopefully we're up and running. Come on. Woohoo, we got a screen. All right. Yep, we're on mute. Happy Sunday evening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Happy Sunday evening. I hope wherever you're at, you're safe and you're well. If you're on watching, make sure you give me a shout out. Let me know you're watching. Hey, Amy, thanks for joining. We here in mid-Missouri have had what they said was going to be so much snowmageddon, but it really turned out not to be too terrible. Although it's supposed to snow still until 6 o'clock tomorrow. So we've hunkered down and haven't done too much this weekend. Hey, Mary, thanks for joining. So tonight I've got a super easy fun fold card. Hey, Johnny, thanks for joining. Hope you're staying warm. So this is using a couple of items from the annual catalog. So this time of year, we kind of get crazy as makers for Stampin' Up! With using the new product that's coming out. And that stuff does go live on Tuesday. So Tuesday is when you can start ordering from that mini catalog and earning your celebration items with those $60 or more purchases. Yeah, Amy, our snow was much less than predicted. Yesterday it kept going from like 10 to 11 and a half to 14 to 14 and a half to 14 and a quarter. They just kept inching it up. And then we've got like maybe 2 or 3. Hey, Angie, thanks for joining. So yeah, luckily the storm is much lower than expected. Thank goodness. But anyway, as I was saying, we're using some products from the annual catalog. Although the new catalog goes live on Tuesday, so here's your celebration items. You can get that free free product with qualifying purchases. The other thing that I did want to mention is with celebration, we always have a joining special, and I would open it up, but I think I'd get in trouble. I'm not allowed to open it just yet. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining. So starting on Tuesday, if you want to join Stampin' Up, even just for a discount, a 20% discount, that's going to take care of your tax and your shipping. So super great deal. You're going to get $155 worth of product for $99 with free shipping. There's a paper pumpkin in there as well, a couple of other items, but it's a great way to grab some of that stuff that you've got on your list and to get started. Or there's a stamp set called Handmade Designs, and you get that along with 2 packages of the Stampin' Right markers of your choice. So these come in 4 collections. There's the neutrals, the regals, the brights, and the subtles. I have the regals and the brights here just because these were the closest ones I have. So you get that with a stamp set, and then $125 of product that you choose. That's still going to get you your paper pumpkin and your business stuff if you want that. So you'll get some catalogs with it. It's a nice little deal. If you're interested, shoot me a message. We can chat about it. I can tell you. Best thing I've ever done. So this catalog goes live, and then you get your freebie stuff with that. Okay, enough of that business talk. Let's get down to a fun card. So we're going to use the Friends for Life stamp set. The only thing I used from this was the Happy Birthday. So this is a really great sentiment stamp, especially if you're a new stamper and you're wanting something that gets you a lot. So you've got your thanks, best wishes, thinking of you, happy birthday. So this is a really good sentiment stamp set with some really pretty images. If you're a die cutter, you've got dies that go along with this. And then I paired it with a standalone stamp set. This is my favorite stamp set in the entire catalog. Happiest Days. It makes the cutest little dragonflies. I love the font. This is a fun set. You can make a little rainbow with it. So much can be done with this one little set. So we're going to do a super simple, hey Lori, thanks for joining. We're going to do a super simple, easy stamp, mainly stamping card. A little bit of a fun fold with it, but we're going to start stamping first. Okay, so I'm setting out, here is my envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. This is for the inside of the card. So here we go. We're just going to go just that nice sentiment with that dragonfly. And then this is for the front. All of my dimensions will be available on my blog tomorrow. So I paired this with the Countryside Inn DSP Super beautiful paper. It's been around for a little while. So I'm going to use Night of Navy, Boho Blue, and Misty Moonlight. These three, the only thing missing is a little bit of yellow. So let's go. We will start out with stamping with the Night of Navy, and I'm going to try to do this, streamline this process, but I know I'm going to have to reopen things as things go. All right, so the first thing I've done is I'm going to ink up my dragonfly, and we're going to put one of them on the corner of my envelope. This is with that Night of Navy ink. I've got a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white. I'm going to put that. That's going to go on the inside. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp our dragonflies on the card front. And by doing the dragonflies first, it allows you to be able to place your sentiment where it'll work, because it is kind of a tight fit. So that's all we're going to do with the Night of Navy. All right, next we'll bring in some Boho Blue. Yes, Mary, I love these little dragonflies. These are adorable. And so the dragonfly has 2 different sections that you can do a bit of 2-step stamping. So it's going right here at the bottom. I've got just that Boho Blue, inking it up, putting it right here on the corners. I'm gonna have to bring that one down here because I can't see very well. Lori, you're missing all the grossness up here in Missouri. So now, I'm gonna leave the Boho Blue open and just kind of set it aside, because I do need to, no, I could go ahead and do it. So the Boho Blue is gonna need, I'm doing the splash from the Friends for Life. So this is this little piece right there. It's kind of like a paint swipe. So I'm doing that with the lighter color here. I'm going to stamp that right there, making sure I get it nice and covered. And then we're ready for, oh, yeah, the Misty Moonlight's next. All right. And so I've got a couple of different things with the Misty Moonlight. We are going to do these little arrows from that Friends for Life stamp set, because as I said, there's just a lot here that you may not notice when you first look at that set. Sometimes we miss these smaller stamps in a set. And then when you start seeing people create with them, you're like, wait a second, where did that come from? Okay, now I'm going to flip this. Initially, I had it wrong. So when you're doing the top stamp, it's bubbled at the top and more flat on the bottom. So I'm going to ink that up with the Misty Moonlight and do that second 2-step stamping. Looks like I left my ink pad open too long. It's dried up a little bit. And then we're going to do that. Oh. Yep, Mary, you have to. This is one of my favorite stamp sets. I love it. And I was the same way this afternoon when I was playing. I was like, ooh, I need to use this one. Hey, Laura D, thanks for joining. All right, now I'm going to set that out of the way. I brought that Night of Navy back out because now we're going to do the sentiments. So I'm inking up that birthday from Friends for Life. And I'm going to go right over the top of that paint splatter. See, these 2 sets work really well together. Thank you, Rosie. Yes, if you don't already subscribe to my channel, make sure you give that a little like and subscribe. Throw me a comment in there. Okay. So believe it or not, that's all the stamping we're going to do. Now, if I can find, I can. So it looks like I got a little inky down here in the corner, so I'm going to take my handy dandy sand eraser and just give that. So with these dark inks, something like Night of Navy Mossy Meadows. The darker inks, you do kind of have to give them a minute to dry up because they do use a lot more pigment, so they do need a little bit longer than some of the lighter colors. Okay, now we're ready to put our card together, and you're going to see how easy breezy this card is to make. Okay, so I have a piece of 5.5 by 7.25. I scored it at 4.25. This is going to be our card base. So I'm going to bring out my bone folder. I'm going to go ahead and burnish that edge to create that card base. Now, I have a piece of 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 piece of boho blue. And I'm going to go ahead and add my inside panel to it. So that basic white. Now, all of these will be available on my blog that went live a week ago today. So that's www.tarabethstamps.com. So be sure to check that out. All right. Now I've got a piece of, 5 3/8 by 2 7/8. Nope. Yep, 2 7/8. And then this is 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And I will have all of these measurements on my blog. I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal, so that'll be out tomorrow. And this is of that Countryside Inn DSP. Now we're going to adhere this to the front of the card base that we already created. And then I have a piece of boho blue that I've already die cut with the perennial postage dies. So here's the perennial postage dies. I did use the second largest one. And then I put it on my paper trimmer and just scored it at 3 3/4. So that's what's going to give us our little flap. So I'm just going to fold that over and burnish that. Let's go ahead and adhere this. Now you'll notice I didn't put the inside of my card base in yet because I want to make sure that I get this adhered underneath there. So I'm just kind of making sure that I've got that nice little edge on each side. And because this is a flap on a fun fold, I'm going to use Stampin' Seal for that, just to give it a little more structure. Okay, I'm going to turn my card base sideways. I'm going to stick that piece down, and I'm just setting my finger up here to make sure that it's flush, so it's not hanging over, but yet it's not too far inside as well. And then just give it a nice little seal. And you can set that higher, lower, wherever you feel like. Let your heart decide. Okay, so you can see this card went together super quick, super easy. Little bit of stamping, great for birthday cards. Can be used with any of that gorgeous DSP that's going to be available in the Celebration catalog. It'll be great fun with some of the fruits that we have, if you haven't seen that. And there we go. All we have to do is add our little embellishments and finish up our envelope, and we'll be done. Super quick card, less than 20 minutes, guys. All right, so don't forget, Celebration starts Tuesday. I'll be ordering all my paper share and our class information. Okay, I'm just adding a couple of jewels from the Tencel Pack 3-pack. I think that's a perfect blue to go with them. And there you go. Super cute, fun birthday card. And who doesn't love dragonflies? So, yep, I'll be up super early Tuesday morning, Monday night, Tuesday morning to order to make sure I get everything in stock. I'm a little concerned with the weather. I'm not going to lie to you. So I don't know what I'm going to do with shipping. I haven't decided yet. All right. Oh, I'm using a weird glue here. All right. Seal that up. And then we'll give it a nice little trim and we'll be done for the week. I'll be back here next Sunday night with another card tutorial. I'm sure I'll have some new goodies to play with from Tuesday's order. So I'll have to decide what I'm going to break out. I may have to break out that ocean set. I'm really loving it. All right. Here's tonight's card. Thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with me. If you've got weather and grossness, stay safe. I'm thinking about you. Have a good week.